Hello, Internetians! My name is Josh, aka Ultra Player, your coach of the New York Metagross. Let's turn up the sound, shall we, so we can actually hear what happens. Hopefully that works. Just something like that. Anyway, we are here! It is time! It is now! We are here for our P4G Next Generation Week 1 battle with awful camera quality because, I don't know. I couldn't get the high resolution to work, so we're rocking out with this right now. Until I can get it fixed, we got the tiny box, but we're here for P4G with this awesome layout that I made myself, and I'm very proud of. I'm very happy with this beautifulness. I think this is a very nice layout. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the layout. Let me know what you think of the team that we drafted. If you do not know what the team we drafted is, go check out the draft recap. And if you want to know what we are bringing, I will give a quick recap here in a second. But we are going against my good friend General Tar Heel and his Charlotte Charizards. Link to his everything that I think just his YouTube. I think I have all the YouTubes linked. Is in the description below. If you do not know who I am, if you were just watching me for the first time, you didn't watch any of my other videos, you didn't watch my draft recap, you didn't watch my team builder, my name is Josh. I am very weird, I am very goofy, I'm very funny. I'm not a very... I talk weird, I act weird, I play weird, I prep weird, I draft weird. I'm a weird human being. But that's why people like me. So anyway, the team, as you can see on this screen, consists of a Tapu Lele, a Hydreigon, a Registeel, Virizion, and a Tornadus Therian. And you can see the 6 that he decided to bring right up there. He brought a Nidoqueen, a Shaman, Kyurem Black, Mega Gardevoir, Lantern, and his Cobalion. What do we not see is more important. I don't have anything pulled up. Immediately, I know that he does not have an Alolan Persian. I know his Alolan Persian is not here. And that made me really happy when I saw this. I jumped up and down when I saw no Alolan Persian. In fact, he also didn't bring his Acelgor, his Entei, his Blastoise, or his Gligar. So that's cool. Now, my team is going to consist of, if you want a full in-depth, like I said, I did put up a team builder yesterday, or today when I'm recording this. I go in depth on every set, and I can give you specific EV spreads, and why I'm bringing EV spread, and why I'm bringing certain mons. But I am bringing a Spadef Fast Defog U-Turning Titanium Z Tornadus Therian, a Sub SD Virizion, a 2 attacks Wish Protect, Alolomololol, which is made to not be setup fodder for subs from Mega Gardevoir and Kyurem Black, a Registeel, Stealth Rocks, and 3 attacks, a Choice Scarf Hydreigon, and a Specs Double Psychic Stab Lele. So, without further ado, let us get into Week 1. Looking at his team, I was floored to not see a Alolan Persian. I was so happy, because that means a Psychic move comes out every single time I go out into Lele. Every single time. Even Gardevoir is 2-hit KO'd if it's offensive by Spec Psyshock, which is beautiful. I also have Moonblast on there because of Alolan Persian and Aromatherapy. However, I'm just so happy to not have to deal with that damn Alolan Persian. So, I was, in my mind, I'm thinking he's going to lead off with a Scarf Kyurem Black that's bulky enough to take a Moonblast from a Scarf Tapu Lele, or he's going to lead off with his Cobalion. The reason why I thought this was because he's going to have to lead off with something that beats a Lele lead. Something that beats me leading with Tapu Lele. So, keeping that in mind, I let off with Tornadus. It is my best lead, even if he's Scarf Kyurem Black. I do not believe he knocks me out with Ice Beam. He has to go for Fusion Bolt. And I can go into something like Registeel either way. Or whatever I really want. I don't want Hydreigon to be revealed to be Scarfed yet, because Tapu Lele could easily be Scarfed. And I want to be able to U-turn out on anything, which is basically what I can do. So, without further ado, Week 1 of the P4G is here. Shout out to Dark Devil 26 or Brendan for recording my match, and shout out to, I believe, Neon Zero for genning my mons. So we are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Ben. He is going to lead out with Queen Latifah, the Nidoqueen. And I'm perfectly okay with this. I need some damage. When he led this, immediately I was like, this is Payapa Berry. He would not lead this if it was not Payapa Berry, so he could kill top of Lele immediately. I'm going to U-turn out. I know he's going for rocks. There's no way he's Assault Vest. He's 100% Payapa Berry, and he's going to go for his rocks here. So I'm like, I can go out to my Nidoqueen. It's perfectly free. I mean, my Mola or Doomsday. As he goes for rocks, and I can kind of like threaten him out. Knockoff is a very safe play here. I can knock off this Payapa Berry and make it a Lele food. Or I can knock off whatever comes in, and it's going to be the Shaman. Knocking off the Shaman's leftovers is very, very important for this match. Extremely. This is probably the most important turn of the match, is knocking off those damn leftovers. So he's going to double back into the Nidoqueen, which is perfectly fine. I'm going to double out into my Virizion, because I know I could take a Seed Flare, and I could pivot around. Now that I'm in against this, I know he's not going to let me weaken this. I know for a fact he would never let me weaken this one thing that could kill his, kill my Lele. So knowing that, I make a misplay and I click Swords Dance. 100%, no matter what, that was not my play. And I'm really regretting this play, because it really throws me off for the rest of the match. 100% my play was sub. It scouts what this is going to go for. It helps me deal with if he switches into Shaman, and I can SD on that in close combat and potentially kill it depending on its spread. It is, without a doubt, my best play to click sub, but I click Swords Dance predicting him to switch out. He sees my leftovers too, by the way. And unfortunately, he's going to stay in and Poison Jab me. Now, I did this because I also thought I could live any attack from Nidoqueen. I did not calc Poison Jab. But that's going to be an OHKO on my Virizion. One of my biggest breakers is already dead, and I'm very upset about that. However, it's perfectly okay, because I still have my Lele. Calcing, even if it's Payapa Berry, based on that, he must have some attack investment. Based on the U-turn damage and everything, I believe he has some attack investment. And from what I can tell, unless he's really Spadef, he dies to the Psychic, even if he's Payapa Berry. And my guess was he was thinking I was Twisted Spoon or Cherry Scarf or something. So based on that damage, it looks like I can kill him with Psychic. He does pop the Payapa Berry that I knew he had. And I'm barely going to miss out on this kill, and he's going to kill him with Poison Jab. And this was a roll. It definitely ended up being a roll. He was very bulky, had a lot of death, but he was like a brave nature. So unfortunately, we're going to die. And that is now really bad. I just lost both my breakers in 2 turns. I'm really on tilt. I do not know why I did any of those plays. So now my game, this is going to turn into a long game. The only way I win is playing the long game and just trying to beat everything down so I can win with Hydreigon. My win condition being Hydreigon is still there. It's still a legitimate thing. It's still like a thing. It's still going to happen. It still can happen, I should say. So I'm going to go for Air Slash, weakening, trying to kill off this Nidoqueen. He's going to go into his Lantern, and I'm perfectly okay with this. He's going to try and get initiative on me, but I'm going to go ahead and defog away these rocks. I can take Volt Switches, unless it's like Specs or something. I can take Volt Switches, but I already know it's Assault Vest. Based on that damage, based on how kind of player he is, I know it's Assault Vest. It handles Hydreigon, it takes a hit from Lele, it handles my Tornadus. He is Assault Vest. There is no way it can't be. And the damage confirmed it. He goes into Cure in Black here, and he is out of range of an uninvested pummeling. So unfortunately, I do just have to U-turn out. Or actually Heart Switch out because I was fearing Scarf. So here I go into my Registeel. It's kind of my safe-ish switch into this thing. And he's going to go for Fusion Bolt. And he's going to do a very large chunk of damage to me. And it's going to be revealed to be Life Orb, which is very nice to me. The fact that his Life Orb was really good because it's going to weaken him down and make it easier for me to sweep with Hydreigon later. I'm going to go for Rocks. I know an Earth Power is coming. I know he can go for it. I thought about Iron Heading to weaken this. But I feel like Rocks are better because it's going to get more chip damage. It's going to chip down the Lantern. It's going to chip down the Gardevoir. And the Cobalion, so I can potentially sweep with Hydreigon. So here, I know an Earth Power is coming, or I know a Fusion Bolt's coming. Either way, I think going out into Hydreigon is fine. It's now clear to me that the only thing that could be Scarfed is the Cobalion, which I don't think it is. And I don't really need health on my Hydreigon. I just need it to be able to come into Rocks a couple times. So you can go to Earth Power, it can do a decent amount. And here, I know he's not going to let me Draco this thing. I know he's going to switch out into either the Lantern or the Nidoqueen to sack it to Rocks, which he ends up doing, or the Gardevoir. So I go for U-turn. I'm perfectly, I kind of don't like this play, but also like it was the best thing I could do. The fact that he could stack Nidoqueen just meant he could go at the Lantern anyway, or either way. And no matter what I locked myself into, Lantern was going to come out and get a free Volt Switch. If I locked myself into Dark Pulse, it was going to come out either Volt Switch or Dazzling Gleam and kill me. So, U-turn is best. It also gets just a tiny bit of chip damage on Lantern. It actually does a decent amount because I get a crit, which sucks. However, that doesn't really come into play later, because I'm going to be weakening this thing anyway. I'm going to go into my Tornadus. Again, I can take Volt Switches fairly well. It does like 30-ish%. And it just all comes, or most of it comes back to me with Regenerator. So here he's going to go out into his Cobalion. And here, this thing has no Spadef. This thing is weak in the Spadef department. I know an all-out pummeling will kill it from it where it's at, unless it's Shovelberry, which I don't think he will. So I'm going to fire off the all-out pummeling first Z move of the season. Tornadus is here, and Tornadus is going to unleash its full force Z move from the Fightinium Z. Love this animation. Love it, love it. Boom! And this Cobalion is, in fact, going to go down. God bless. This thing was a huge issue to my Hydreigon. And it going down is just very good for its potential sweeping later. So he goes on to make a Gardevoir, and I'm like, oh good. That's exactly what I want. I am faster than this thing, guaranteed, and faster than, I believe, Max Speed Cobalion, or Max Speed, Cobalion. Anyway, he is going to Mega Evolve into Mega Gardevoir. I am going to click the U-turn, get a tiny bit of chip damage off, and hopefully I can wear this thing down a little bit more so I can eventually sweep with Hydreigon, like I said. I'm going to go out to my Registeel, and I keep an eye on my health. He goes for Hyper Voice, does a tiny bit of chip damage. And after leftovers, I'm going to end up at, I believe, 38 health. 39. Hyper Voice from a timid Gardevoir max does 38. He cannot kill me with Hyper Voice. And I'm going to stand by this play. I'm going to talk about this play for a second. I'm going to stand by what I do. So he's obviously going to go for Focus Blast. And spoiler alert, he is going to miss. I clicked Seismic Toss. I have Iron Head, Seismic Toss, and Ice Punch, and Iron Head would easily just destroy this Mega Gardevoir. I thought that was too easy. I didn't think he would risk the Focus Blast. I knew he didn't have Shadow Ball, and I knew that I was out of range of Hyper Voice. I was positive that he would not stay in here. He would not risk Focus Blast. It was too much of a risk. He could easily lose his Gardevoir. I thought he'd go after Lantern. Or what else does he have left? He has his Lantern, he has his Gardevoir, he has his Kyurem Black, and he has his Shaman. So he could have gone out to Shaman, he could have gone out to Lantern. That's what I was really thinking he was going to do. So I clicked Seismic Toss instead of Iron Head. So he's going to go for Focus Blast, and he's going to miss. But like I said, I'm going to go for Seismic Toss. Seismic Toss was better because it got more damage off on the Lantern, which outspeeds me. So I would have gotten more damage should he have gone after that. So I'm going to get some leftovers. It really sucks. It makes up for the roll, I guess, that I got versus, I lost versus Nidoqueen. But it really sucks that he just took this damage with Gardevoir. But let's get kind of even. He's going to go for another Focus Blast, and he's going to miss again, and this just blows. This is so much salt in the wound. I feel so bad for my man Tar Heel. He just lost his Gardevoir for no reason, and I still have my Registeel, and it's just absolutely horrible. However, the smart thing to do is just roll with the punches. I kind of have to go off anything that I'm given. He goes in Kyurem Black. I'm going to click Iron Head this time. If he wanted to go into Lantern, if he wanted to go into Shaman, he would have done it already. Iron Head's a better play, and he's going to go for Roost, knowing that Seismic Toss won't do a lot, and that he can stay healthy, because this is, at this point, the only thing that's going to be able to take a hit from Hydreigon here soon. I'm going to go for Iron Head. I'm going to do about 40-ish%, and that's going to put him in a position where he can't just roost up. He knows I'm getting healthier by the turn, and he has to kill me. He's going to go for Earth Power, and this, I believe, knocks me out. Yes. And he's going to take that Life Orb hit, which is great. So, of course, I have to go out into my Hydreigon. I'm not going out to Torn and risking Focus Blast, because I already know that Justice will be Zerg, and I will miss. So I'm not going to risk him make any risks. Draco Meteor is the best play. He's out of range of Dark Pulse. U-turn would only cost me another Mon. So I'm going to Draco Meteor, and this thing is going to fall. Kieran Black is down, and Hydreigon picks up its first kill. Now all he has left is his Shaman and his Lantern. And I have my two-part Walk. I have my Alomomola. So I have my Regenerator Mons, and I have my Scarf Hydreigon. He goes up to this. I'm not staying in. This thing easily can carry Daz and Gleam or Leech Seed. I'm going to go out to my Tauren. No matter what, it's my best play. And unfortunately, he's going to go for Seed Flare. And he is going to miss. Unless he got the Spadef drop, it didn't matter too much, but it really, really sucks. Like, a lot. Like, it really, really sucks. So I'm going to go for Air Slash here. And he's going to go for Synthesis. And this is just going to become a back and forth for a little bit. Me Air Slashing. I didn't bring Hurricane because UAPB week number 3. So I'm going to keep going for Air Slash. Trying to keep it low. Trying to keep it, trying to get it to Dark Pulse range. The fact that it's doing nothing proves to me that he is a Spadef Shaman. Just showing that he's really scared of Lele and my special threats in general. Because I have 1,000 of them. So he's going to keep Synthesizing. I'm going to keep Air Slashing. It's going to go back and forth. And at this point, it's just waiting on a flinch. And he's going to Synthesis back up to full. Now, obviously, the way this battle's been going, the fact that I'm using Air Slash, this flinch is going to happen. I believe it's this turn that I flinch him. This one, I'm kind of like, on. Like, is it flinch? Yeah, he flinches this turn. This one I'm kind of like on because at this point, like, that was like my 6th Air Slash. I was bound to get a 30% flinch. Eventually, I was going to get one 30% flinch. So, I'm trying to make excuses. The Air Slash was going to happen, in my opinion. It had to have. It's Air Slash. But I'm going to U-turn out, and I'm going to finish off this Shaman. And all he has left is his Lantern. However, I do have a Hydreigon. I do have a Tauren. I have plenty of things that can easily just chip this thing down. And I'm going to go out to Hydreigon. He's going to go out into his Lantern. The only way he lives a Dark Pulse at this range is if he's like Super Spadef or he's Assault Vest. Or both. And I'm going to go for Dark Pulse. And it's going to bounce off of this Lantern. And he's going to go for Dazzle Beam. That is a dead Hydreigon. However, all I have to do is get a little bit of chip damage off on this thing, and it is going to fall to my Tauren. I'm going out to that Tauren right now. I'm going to click Air Slash, and it is going to do 0.1% damage. That is pitiful damage. And he is going to Volt Switch. I live this, and I'm going to easily live the next one. I believe I go for U-turn here, thinking it's going to kill this Lantern and secure me the victory. It is not going to. He's going to live on like 8. And I'm going to go to my Alomomola. I am an Alomomola. I'm easily taking 2 Volt Switches from an uninvested Lantern. And I believe it does like 35%. Something like that. Yeah. Maybe 40. But I know I'm going to live it. I have popped my leftovers. And at this point, all I had to do is click Knock Off. Knock off his Assault Vest. And end the game versus General Cargill and the Charlotte Charizards. Your New York Metagross get a 2-0 victory for Week 1. And get a very strong start to the season. Which I'm very happy with. Oh, let me just let that play out. Whatever. I'm very happy with this. I'm very, I feel really bad about all the hacks. I feel really bad that he missed 2 Focus Blasts in a row, and then he missed Seed Flare. The Air Slash, it's gonna happen. Like, I feel really bad for saying that, but it was going to happen. It's Air Slash. It's 30%, and I went for like 7 times. It had to have happened eventually. But that is that. Next week we are going to be going against the choice, the choice CJ, the one and only choice CJ, and his Baltimore Orioles. Is it Orioles? I think it's Orioles. I don't know. It's really hard to pronounce. And that is going to be that. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you thought I played. Horribly. And hopefully next week we won't play so horribly and have to rely on bullshit hacks. Love you guys. Let me know. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Tell me how you feel. I love you. And I will see you next week.